Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions, and every subscription helps us out with that goal. We have some reviews on Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This film's going to be releasing on the 23rd. I'm going to be watching it on the 24th. Of course, I'll have a review for you guys. One of the more exciting films and one of the more anticipated films for me this summer. In the early summer, it's kicking off with this and Lilo and Stitch, of course. I've been talking about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning for quite a few months now. Also Lilo and Stitch as well, especially when it comes to the competitive dynamic between Paramount Pictures and Disney. But let's read into some of these reviews. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning first reactions promise one heck of a good time at the movies. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is believed to be the end of the line for Tom Cruise's iconic IMF agent Ethan Hunt, and the first critic reactions have been shared on X following screenings across the globe yesterday evening. The response is largely very positive, though it does sound like you'll need to do your homework and rewatch each of the previous installments to get the most out of this conclusion. Some seem to feel it's a tad overindulgent, comparing Hunt to the Fast and Furious franchise's Dominic Toretto. Overall, though, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning sounds like a great time at the movies, with plenty of edge-of-your-seat action and a story that does right by Cruise's most iconic role. Paramount Pictures decided to ditch the Dead Reckoning Part 2 subtitle from the sequel a while ago, likely because Dead Reckoning Part 1 wasn't the hit it expected. And, of course, we know why that was. One, just not a good time to release. You had Barbie and Oppenheimer right behind it. It only had a week in between to generate as much money as possible, and that was a film that cost about $300 million to make. This one cost $400 million, and not only do you have competition within that same time frame, you have it on the same day. The Final Reckoning title has been used to suggest that Hunt's time is up. Earlier this year, Cruise was asked whether this movie marks the end of his IMF agent and replied, "You gotta see the movie. It's a hard thing for me to discuss at the moment because it really is something that you have to experience." He added that The Final Reckoning is an epic, emotional journey of the entire franchise. It's Homeric. Filmmaker Christopher McQuarrie was also reluctant to confirm or deny anything. "It is, I hope, the satisfying conclusion to a 30-year story arc," he explained. "I'm pretty confident that people are going to feel that the title was appropriate." Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 was widely considered a financial disappointment in 2023 despite earning $570 million worldwide. However, The Final Reckoning is eyeing a franchise best debut in North America over Memorial Day weekend. And so far, I think the tracking domestically is about $80 million, maybe bumped up if the reviews are solid once that embargo officially lifts. I do know it was premiering at Cannes, and obviously there were some early screenings, so we're going to look into those right now. But yeah, I'm wondering if that domestic total will get bumped up, and also I'll be looking at that worldwide total as well, because we like to look at the numbers in totality. If you do go back to 2023, despite it making $570 million worldwide, which they say was an underperforming stat, domestically it made $172.6 million, and that would be the Dead Reckoning Part 1 film. So we're looking to see if The Final Reckoning can actually capitalize and do a lot better. But let's read into some of these reviews from these people on X. This is from Dave Baldwin. "Best to take blood pressure meds before watching Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, because once the insanity starts, it doesn't stop. It's exceptionally entertaining with pulse-pounding stunts that will leave you gasping. Tom Cruise has done it again. Hashtag Mission Impossible." This is from Andy Carrera. "Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is 2 words. Absolute cinema. The perfect amount of action, heart, suspense, and yes, nostalgia to keep both new and veteran fans entertained from the depths of the ocean to the peak of the clouds. Literally. Hashtag Mission Impossible." This is the last one we're going to read, and it's from Daniel Howitt. "Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning ratchets up the stakes higher than they've ever been. A rocky start, but once the main mission kicks in, the tension never lets up. So gripping, it'll have you holding your breath. A thrilling end, should they choose to accept it." And so, for the most part, I'd say positive stuff. I've seen some other platforms that say the reviews are more mixed and stuff like that. But obviously, we're going to have to wait until that embargo lifts, and then we'll look at some more reviews before the film releases. Definitely going to try to keep spoilers down to a minimum because I'm going to be watching the film, and I'll have my review for it on the 24th, so be looking out for that. But yeah, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, ladies and gents, going to be a big film. We're kicking off the summer with some more Tom Cruise and some crazy stunts. You got a stacked cast here. 30 years in the making, ladies and gents, Mission Impossible 8. If you haven't been watching my Mission Impossible docuseries, go watch that. Got part 2 out right now. There's part 1 and 2. Part 3 is on the way, so be looking out for that. Definitely pretty cool stuff there. And let me know down in the comments, are you going to be watching Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning? Did you see that popcorn bucket from Regal? Got a video on that too. Go look at that. Very cool popcorn bucket. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more elaborate buckets as well at other theaters, so we'll keep our eyes on that as well, and we'll keep reporting. But ladies and gents, with that being said, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. Let them know to subscribe as well. Like this video, and be safe. It's Neff signing off.